Hey guys, welcome to our channel, or welcome back to our channel hopefully. Today we're going to be working in the garden. We got a whole bunch of vegetables to plant. It's a beautiful spring day, so come along for the ride. This is the first year that we grew things from seeds inside the house. We got a couple grow lights and some trays and we tried that. We've never done that before and it was a fun experiment for us, but by the time we got the plants out here, they were ready for some real sunlight and stuff. It was maybe just a little bit too long being inside, but with the weather that we had, it just wasn't warm enough. But spring is finally starting to turn, so we're getting started. We're out here getting ready to plant some onions and some broccoli and some kale and some leeks. I'm trying to remember what all. We did some cabbage. We're pulling out all the extra dirt. These beds were just a little bit too full and there wasn't room for any compost or honestly, even the plants. Oh, there's our dog. He's being helpful. He thinks he's going to be a part of everything. Well, he is a part of everything. As we empty out the beds a little bit, we're going to transport that dirt someplace else in the yard that has some low spots, and we're going to add in some compost and just make the dirt a little bit better. Get out the little onion seedlings here in a minute and plant those. This year we grew red onions and some candy onions and a few Vidalia onions and some leeks, and that was it from the onion family. But we grew a whole tray of them because our family, we eat a lot of onions and we wanted them to last a little bit. So we're going to put 4 rows in this bed. You can see in the background there we have some garlic growing, and we have some garlic growing at the front of the bed too, and some other areas of the garden that we planted in December, and it is doing really, really well. I can't wait to harvest it. It's looking better than it ever has before, so that's exciting.
You know, like the onion is 3 or 4 inches. Healthy enough.
This year we're trying to grow a lot of winter hardy vegetables that we can maybe store for a little bit longer without having to cook them or can them or put them up in any way. Onions tend to last for a little bit of time, so does broccoli's pretty easy to put up, and cabbage stores for a really long time. So those are the vegetables that we focused on in this area of the garden. Honestly, looking back at this footage, I'm pretty pleased because it's been a few weeks since we planted this, and I can see that what we did is doing very well. I will have to film an update for everybody to see. It I was pretty worried since we had experimented with our own seedlings and we had never done that before, about how they would hold up, but they really are beautiful. We lost a few and I replaced them with store-bought seedlings, but overall they did very well.
You're letting our babies die.
You're the one throwing them.
The onion seedlings are all finished and we're starting on the leeks and the next bed over. And I'm kind of having a chuckle over this because I'm remembering that we thought we knew what we were doing and we had everything labeled properly. And then when we got started, I couldn't tell one thing from the next. And I think I have it sorted out now because the plants are starting to take a little bit more shape and you can tell what a broccoli plant looks like and a cabbage plant looks like. But honestly, they're all interspersed together and they're not specific rows of broccoli and then cabbage and then kale. It's all kind of a big smush pile. But when it comes time to harvest, by that point, I'm sure we'll be able to figure it out. So notes for next year, take better notes. Here I have my little chart and I'm feeling all confident of myself putting it in the ground, but it didn't turn out that way, but that's okay.
I wonder if we should water them.
I'm feeling pretty lucky this spring. Everything turned out so beautiful. The flower gardens are beautiful and the tree in full bloom. That's my favorite time of year for this tree. It's just gorgeous. And my chickens, they are ready for spring too, and they're ready to run. Right now we're feeding them little bites of meat, which they are just dying for. They love it. And that cage in the background with the chicken in, that chicken's name is the Eyeball, and she can be a little ornery, and she constantly decides she wants to be broody, meaning she wants to have babies, and so we have to lock her up in the cage for a few days to kind of reset her clock. Oh, here's a lucky day for the chickens. They're going to get to be let out of their coop for the first time in a while. I bought this little corral to put them in that I can move around the yard, and I'm super excited about it, although it is kind of a comedy trying to get them to go in it. If I just let them roam through the yard, they will eat everything and dig the garden beds up, and I would have no flowers or vegetables left. But so see, they're making a beeline for the broccoli right now. But once we get them in the corral, they really enjoy being out there and they eat all the weeds. It's amazing. And then just once a week or so, I have to move the fence around the yard so that they can have some fresh grass and it not be all torn up in there. But they like to fight me every which way in the process of getting in there, which is kind of hilarious watching, but kind of painful when I'm going through it. Sometimes I try and bribe them, as I'm doing right now. I've got some little pieces of meat. They love the protein, so I throw some little pieces of meat in there to distract them from coming back out. And sometimes it works, sometimes not so much, and I end up carrying them over. There's Eyeball again. She's the ornery one. We love her though. And there they are. We were victorious. We have 10 chickens and they're about a year old, and to be honest, they're more pets than anything. I think maybe pets with benefits because they do give us eggs and we enjoy that a lot. We get about 8 eggs a day, maybe 6, between 6 and 10 eggs a day. I'll say that. Thanks for watching, everybody. Check back soon because we upload new content all the time. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Bye. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Thank you all for watching. Come back and watch more video sometime soon. If you are of such a